Dear faithful, in the annals of the history of the Catholic Church, many questions have always emerged that give rise to heated debates and profound reflections. In particular, one of these questions linked to gender equality is why a woman cannot be a priestess for the Catholic Church. This question raises great cause for reflection precisely because it is in relation to the topic of women's rights, topic we hear discussed every day. Now we will try together to discover the historical and theological reasons that prevent a woman from being a priestess of the Catholic Church, and indeed also of the Orthodox Church. Especially in recent years, many groups within the Church have called for greater gender equality in the Church hierarchy. Perhaps for some, the idea of witnessing a woman celebrate Mass could be equivalent to imagining a female pope. This scenario, apparently inconceivable in the traditional context of the Catholic Church, nevertheless raises profound questions about the conception of the priesthood and the ecclesiastical hierarchy. The official position of the Catholic Church on the issue of women priests is very clear and has its roots in the teachings of Jesus Christ himself. According to the Gospels, Jesus chose exclusively men as apostles, thus inaugurating a model of ecclesiastical leadership that permeated the following centuries. This original selection of only men for the apostolic role was interpreted by the Church as a clear indication of divine will regarding the composition of the clergy. According to this doctrine, the Catholic priesthood is reserved only for men because they represent Christ, who was a man. The Church believes that there is no power to change this line of teaching, since it was established by Christ himself. Furthermore, the Vatican claims that this practice has been consistently maintained in the tradition of the Church since apostolic times. The Catholic Church, therefore, has a long history and tradition that prevents it from ordaining women as priests. Let's now see together what the main reasons are specifically. Tradition. Historically, all priests and bishops of the Catholic Church have always been men. This tradition dates back to the 12 apostles of Jesus, who were all men. Interpretation of Scripture. The Scriptures are interpreted by the Catholic Church to support the idea that only men can be priests. For example, when Jesus instituted the rite of the Eucharist at the Last Supper, he called only the apostles, who were men. Role of Jesus. The Catholic Church maintains that the priest acts in persona Christi, in the person of Christ, during the celebration of the Eucharist and other sacraments. Since Jesus was a man, the Church believes that only a man can adequately represent him in this role. Papal declarations. Pope John Paul II, in his apostolic letter Ordinatio Sacerdotalis of 1994, stated that the Catholic priesthood is reserved only for men and that the Church has no power to modify this practice. Pope Francis, while respecting the decision, does not agree with the discrimination against women. Therefore, he appointed various religious or lay people to key positions in the Vatican. Furthermore, in 2016, Pope Francis created a commission to evaluate the possibility of ordaining women, if not priests, then deaconesses, a role that existed in the Church of the first centuries, which then disappeared. However, this commission did not examine the issue of the ordination of women to the priesthood. Some in favor of the possibility of ordaining women priests argue that the Church should reconsider this practice, since women have demonstrated a great capacity for organization and service in various areas of the life of the Church. In fact, there are some Christian denominations that allow women to be ordained as priestesses and minister the sacraments. The best-known denomination in this sense is the Anglican Church. In the Anglican Church, women can be ordained as priestesses and are permitted to celebrate the sacraments, including the Eucharist. This has been a topic of debate within the Anglican Communion for many years, but many communion territories, including the Church of England and the Episcopal Church in the United States, have long permitted the ordination of women. Other Christian denominations may have different policies regarding the ordination of women. For example, some Protestant movements allow the ordination of women as pastors or ministers, but others may have restrictions or may not allow it at all. However, the Anglican Church remains the major Christian denomination that has regularly ordained women as priestesses and ministers of the sacraments. Groups within the Church have advanced arguments in support of women's ordination, citing principles of gender equality and the increasingly prominent role that women have assumed in many spheres of modern society. The debate has intensified, bringing to light fundamental questions about the nature of ecclesiastical tradition, the authority of the magisterium, and the possibility of doctrinal evolution. Thus, the ban on women receiving the sacrament of orders is not only a question of ecclesiastical practice, but an intricate interweaving of theology, sociology, history, and interpretation of sacred texts. Someone with little knowledge might say that women can always become nuns and equally consecrate themselves to God and serve others through religious life. But this is not the same thing. Indeed, in many religious traditions, nuns play key roles in spiritual and social life. They offer an example of dedication and altruism, inspiring and guiding people on their spiritual journey. The nuns also run many charitable institutions such as schools, hospitals, orphanages, and homeless shelters. Their commitment to caring for the sick, educating young people, and assisting those in need has a significant impact on the communities in which they operate. The problem is that entry into a religious order for a nun does not involve sacramental ordination as for priests. Priests have the power to administer the sacraments, particularly the Eucharist and confession, and to lead parish communities. They can be assigned to various roles in the church, such as parish priests, chaplains, teachers, or missionaries. Thus, while priests are ordained to serve as sacramental ministers and pastors of Catholic communities, nuns choose to engage in a consecrated religious life through vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience, without being ordained to the priesthood. Both vocations are important to the life of the Church and contribute to its mission of proclaiming the gospel and serving others. In any case, we note that the Church continues to navigate the waters of tradition and progress, fueling controversies that remain key and incessant points between faith and modernity. And what do you think? Would you like to have a woman priest in your parish? Let us know here in the comments, and if you appreciated this video, we kindly ask you for your small contribution to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share with the people closest to you. Thank you very much, and see you soon.